Hey you guys, so let's jump right in. Some of the things that you'll need is some scissors, denim fabric, I used 1.5 yards, some paper, pencil, marker, ruler, measuring tape, a skirt to trace, a sketch, and some bleach. And the time that it takes, the pattern making took me roughly 10 minutes, not even that long, and the construction took about 2 days because I bleached it. So anyway, we're going to jump right into it. I'm just showing you those materials that you are going to need, which I've already listed for you. I'm showing you my sketch that I am basing my pattern off of, and I'm also showing you the skirt that I'm going to trace. And yeah, these are just a few of the materials that you will need to quickly DIY this. So the first thing that I did was I traced a skirt that fits me quite well. You want to trace this. If you're not going to trace a skirt, then you need your waist, hip, and the length of how long you want this skirt to be. But I'm tracing a skirt because, DIYs, you're trying to do it quick and effective. So anyway, so you see that I made my skirt a little bit longer because I thought it wouldn't. That skirt that I traced was just a little too short. I wind up making it short again anyway, but all I'm doing is creating those exact lines that were in my sketch. And that's why it's very helpful to have a sketch so you have an idea of what you want. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just creating those lines that I want in my sketch. And one thing that is really good that I encourage everybody to do is to, especially if you want to keep these patterns, is to always label them. So label, what's the front, what's the back, whatever. So right now I created a 2-inch line, which is going to be my facing. And if you guys are familiar with my videos, then you know that I like to create one pattern for everything. So anyway, I'm numbering all of these pieces so that I don't get confused. So now I'm just going to pin the whole pattern to my denim fabric, and I'm only cutting one piece because this one piece is the back of my skirt. The back of the skirt isn't going to have any type of design to it really. All of these lines are really for the front. So before you take the pattern apart, you want to cut out the back first. So after I did that, as you can see, I already cut the pieces apart. And now what you're going to do is get all of those pieces and you're going to lay out your fabric on only one side, only one part, and you're going to put all of your pieces down. Make sure you separate them so that you can cut seam allowance. Now, when I cut my pieces out, I cut about at least almost an inch. It varied for me, honestly. Like, I was just eyeballing it. I didn't really measure, but definitely cut out seam allowance in your patterns. So at this point, I'm just numbering them so it's easy for you guys to follow me when it comes to pinning them along. But before I pin it together, I'm going to bleach it. So all I did was put some water in a bowl and I added some bleach. It was no measurements. I just did whatever I felt like it. So you're going to add number 2 and number 1 to a bowl of water. And I let it sit in there for at least 30 minutes before I added my next 2. So right now you see me just checking it just to see, and it is turning very well. So now I got my little trusty pot. I got another pot that's filled with some warm water and filled with bleach. And then I actually had to go to the store to get more bleach, but whatever. So after that, I put number 3 and number 4 in this pot, and I also left it for quite some time. And you want to do this because you want your pieces to all be different colors. So anyway, so I wanted number 5 and number 6 to kind of have like the bleach spot kind of effect. That's why I was using a spray bottle with some water and some bleach, but for whatever reason it didn't really work. I didn't really like the way that it came out, but it is what it is. So you just see me spraying it because I wanted it to look like, you ever see things and it has those white bleach dots or whatever? That's what I was going for, but it didn't work, but it is what it is. Okay. This is the next day. I washed everything, dried everything, and it came out perfect except number 5 and number 6. Those are the only 2 pieces I don't like, but everything else was A1. So anyway, I'm just organizing my pieces so that I can now begin constructing this skirt. So the first thing you are going to do is pin number 2 to number 1. I hope you guys remember the numbers, but you're just going to pin it along that edge that I'm showing you. And you're going to sew it with a straight stitch. And also, if you're using denim or using any material that frays, you want to clean those edges some way, somehow. If you don't have an overlocker, do a zigzag stitch or use some fray stuff. I don't know. But I I overlocked mine. But anyway, you just want to follow what I'm doing. It's hard to explain, but after you're just gonna stack them together and you're gonna sew them along. And I actually did it one by one, but I'm just doing it all at this time so that I'm showing you how it's done and whatever. So this is exactly how you are going to sew this skirt together. And when you do sew this, you want to make sure that you iron it flat too, so that it'll look nice and it'll look clean. So I'm just showing you now. I'm sewing on that very last piece, which is piece number 6. I'm sewing that last piece on, and here's my skirt. My seam allowance is all over the place. That's why it looks like it doesn't line up. But I'm just showing you how clean it looks, whatever. So here, I had intentions on putting the zipper on the side, but I actually did not do that because that zipper was ugly and I didn't like it. So the next thing you're going to do is sew your side seams together. So I'm just pinning from top to bottom my side seams, and in the next clip is actually going to be a little shorter, I believe. But yeah, you just want to sew a straight stitch up and down your side seams, and remember to clean your raw edges. So now, as you can see, my skirt is a lot shorter because I tried it on and it was way too long. And when I tried it on, it was too tight. It didn't fit over my butt. So you see me just cutting it up the back. And this is when I actually decided to put my zipper in the back. But anyway, I had to add a panel in the back so that the skirt would fit over my butt. Gained a little bit of weight, but eating too much cake, whatever. So I added, I don't know how wide it is, I don't remember, but I added a square panel down the center so that the skirt can fit over my butt. And when I tried it on, it was way too boxy, of course. But anyway, you're going to just sew that in. And like I said, it was a little too boxy. And if you don't know anything about sewing, then one thing you should know is that darts create shape. It helps create shape. So that if you have this problem where you have to put in a panel for it to fit, your best option is to add darts into your waist. And I tried it on and I just pinned it in certain places, and then I marked where I wanted my darts to be, and that's what you see me doing right now. I'm just adding 2 darts in the front and I'm adding 2 darts in the back. And the length of your darts are completely up to you, but this is what I did for my skirt to fit me. And now I'm just showing you those darts, and I'm showing you the inside of my skirt. It's completely overlocked inside. It's nice and clean and I'm in love with it. I'm showing you the little slit that's at the bottom, and all I have to do now is add in the zipper. I'm gonna just sew that in straight stitch, and that is almost it. Like, this skirt was so easy. It didn't really take me that long at all. But after you sew in your zipper, the next thing you want to do is add a facing. You can add a waistband, but I added a facing, and sorry, I completely forgot to record me doing that, so that's why I'm just showing you the after. But this is my facing. This is the inside. It's nice and clean, and that is completely it, you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to show you a little clip of me with it on in a couple of videos. Thank you guys for watching.